Previously on Knight's Quest. Our adventure takes place in the kingdom of Glenwood, and we're going to be in the town of Goldon.
Your name is Rainer Bjornsson.
I actually really like that. My father is a bard by trade, so that is the skill that I have some knowledge of.
Kind of want his dad's first name to be Bjorn, so he's Bjorn Bjornsson.
Listen, son. Yeah.
I need you to run some errands for me. He hands you a list of chores. Collect fresh leather for drum, red and yellow, from tanner to tanner. Get more bread. You also need to talk to Lord Burnruss about next show. Ridicule local beggar. Friend's name is
Jonathan Bismarck.
Jonathan is one of the miners. You know, he's a prankster. Leroy shows up
with the magician. Mergic on 3. 1, 2, 3, Mergic!
So you travel to the manor.
Within the next few days, I would like to put together a performance in the town square.
And inside the room, there is Bartholomew's cousin, who's training in magic.
His name is Quis.
It's the same cow, isn't it?
But he's getting like...
It is, isn't it?
Salazar Gorbo of Gorbo Mines.
And Katrina Gorbo.
I cannot believe that you do not want to stay around and help me with the business. To prove yourself worthy of it today as a responsible young man, I'm going to give you your mother's ocarina. All right, we are.
I don't know, like a news channel. Cause like he did the thing.
Me, Gloria Borga.
He did the thing of like 3, 2, 1, live, and I thought it was I don't know.
All right, we're back. We're here. It's been
that's what I was thinking.
It's been a month since we last recorded. Ooh. Almost. Jake, you were on vacation, and all of us have just been working. But while we were away, lots of things have happened. I know I've been preparing a lot more exciting things that you guys will get to see. Jamie has been picking up a new life skill.
I thought it would be funny and also really cool and interesting to buy an ocarina, so I did. And it's much more difficult than I thought it would be. And I guess that makes sense for an instrument I've never played before. But like...
But you have. You've been playing it all your life, Rainer.
Oh my god. But like even getting a single note to sound steady is way more difficult than I thought it would be.
Alright, so let's see what the Murgic crew gets up to.
The Murgic. The whole like first 20 minutes is just going to be us remembering things that we thought were funny.
I'm going to draw the Murgic logo.
Of course.
I thought I drew it already.
1, 2, 3, Murgic.
No, like a symbol to like represent
it. Oh, okay, like our game.
There you go.
Story time.
Murgic.
Yeah.
Let's start. So, Rainer, you wake up
Dawn
again.
Of the second day.
You wake up again, it's another day. And today...
I have an ocarina.
Obviously, after yesterday, you had, a pretty interesting day, and you'll know what today is like. And when you wake up, your father, of course, is there to greet you, and he's like, son.
Oh, yeah.
We smoked 10 packs the night before.
Hey again, Dad.
All right, son. Okay, so today is an important day. Tomorrow we perform.
Right, that's not quite yet. Okay, yep.
Well, tomorrow we are performing for, Lord Burnrustin, this noble Mincer fella.
Yeah.
Who's in town. It's going to be huge. It's going to be in town center by the fountain. And you're going to be performing with me.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the look on Mr. Mincer's face when he sees me up there. That's going to be interesting. Yeah.
The reason today's important, I think the day before your performance is far more important than the performance itself. So when you get ready, you prepare.
Okay.
Now, yesterday...
yes. I don't think I know what songs I'm even playing, so I would agree. Today's pretty important.
So here's what I'm telling you. Yesterday I told you I had something I wanted you to get the mind, but that's not as important. If you want to do that, you can.
Okay.
Here's what I want you to know.
Yeah.
Today, I want you to spend whatever you need to do getting ready for tomorrow. So
that makes sense, yeah.
Gameplay-wise, what this means is you have two choices. We can either do just a ton of adventures like we did yesterday, where we make everything specific and whatnot, Or if you want to, you can choose to spend the whole day or parts of the day focused on a certain task, like practicing music or working at this location, and you will be rewarded with, an item or a buff. And here's something to help you with your decisions. During our month off, and while I was working, again, I get the most done when I'm working. I drew a map of our town of Goldon.
That's awesome.
There's still gaps in it for us to create new things, but this was everything we mentioned in previous episodes, along with a couple of new things that I thought would be relevant. So you can go to any of these places and decide to spend your day all there, maybe just a couple hours there. Pop in, maybe see if they need help, and depending upon what you do, you will be rewarded.
Oh,
Jake is laughing at
Terrence's corner.
Yeah.
It's like a freaking prostitute.
Where I'm trying to find.
So here's your house right here.
Oh, yep, there it is. Okay.
There's Lysander's.
What does this say?
That's the road to Hidgety. That's another
Hidgety.
town.
Okay. I don't think we've mentioned that yet. That's cool.
I love it.
Yeah.
I was unaware we had a chicken farm.
Well, of course we have a chicken farm. Where do you think?
I knew we had a cow farm.
From?
Yeah,
we got the chicken feathers from somewhere. So that might be fun to pop over there and see.
This was
how
over
they're
several
doing.
weeks of chicken farms.
What?
The chicken
There's
grew
a-
their feathers back.
There's a library that just says W.
Yeah.
And you're not going to tell us why. Yeah. Oh my god, you made Shits and Giggles an actual place?
Yeah. Like I told you, if you say Shits and Giggles is the tavern across town,
my God.
there will be a tavern across town that's called Shits and Giggles.
I'm not ready
Unless
for this.
it contradicts
I'm not ready
with
for
what
this
we say.
power. This is too much for me.
Every joke is real unless it contradicts with something we've already said, or if it would break the game.
Oh my lord. I'm not going to be ready for this.
Alright, so what do you do?
Yeah, so what do you do? And then if you decide to do something that isn't involving any of Jake's characters, then I'm going to ask him what he does during the day as well.
Yeah,
just so you can spend the day
just
prepping.
be other like random people.
Yeah.
That they...
Well, yeah, I just want to make sure that you have time for your characters to develop as well.
Well, since I've never played this ocarina before, I think he definitely takes some time to just at least try to figure out what it plays like, just to make sure he's not going in completely blind during a performance.
So how much time do you want to devote to this? I'm going to give you, there's 3 sections of the day. We've got morning, afternoon, and then evening.
Okay.
You can, the 3 chunks, and you can decide to use all 3 of those in the same place or in different.
I think he's practicing in the morning.
All right. So you practice in the morning with your father, and he kind of shows you some of the intricacies of that specific ocarina. And it takes you a little bit to get the hang of it, but it's not long. I mean, you know how to play ocarinas.
Yeah, and we've probably done a lot of these songs before. We're probably not like...
Yeah, these are all songs.
Learn them all from scratch
today. You know all these songs. Your father's played them so many times. Like these are the songs that you like hum to yourself and like are tapping on your leg just all the time because they're constantly in your head.
For sure.
Now you're just playing them with your father.
Can relate.
And while you are playing, because you decided to devote time to music, you learn one new song though.
Oh, sick!
You learn one new song with your father. And I have prepared a lot of songs. But I want you to roll a 6-sided dice, and that's going to pick what song you learn.
Thank you.
You rolled a 1.
Right.
You learned the song "Careless Whisper."
Oh my God, Nathan!
But you want to know what it does? When you play this song, it makes people whisper their internal thoughts carelessly.
I love it so much.
So if you just whip out this song, someone's going to say what they're thinking. But they'll whisper it.
You know, now I have to try to learn how to play that for real. Right?
Careless Whisper on the ocarina.
It's going to sound god-awful. It's going to sound so bad.
This is why I'm so glad you rolled this one.
I'm going to be honest, I was not thinking of that song, but that's definitely Careless Whisper.
I think
but
it is, yeah.
That is what it is.
Yeah.
But I was thinking of the one that goes... which is a police song.
Oh.
Anyway, write this down so you don't forget.
God, okay.
Yes, you learned...
Careless Whisper.
You learned Careless Whisper.
Who performs it? Do you guys remember?
Oh, I do know that. No, did you just look up...
already on the internet?
Oh my God. 12-hole ocarina tabs for Careless Whisper. Well, mine is a 6, so that might be slightly different.
Here it is.
Wow.
Boom, Careless Whisper, George Michael, 6-hole pendant.
George Michael, yeah.
Sweet mercy.
Bjorn Bjornsson is a big fan of George Michael. Makes people whisper
their internal thoughts.
Their
carelessly.
Thoughts. Like without, what's the word I'm looking for? Like they have to do it. Like they're compelled.
Yeah. They're compelled to do it. Yep. It's kind of like a zone of truth force. All right, so that's how you spend your morning. Jake, let's go over to you since he's practicing in the morning. I want your characters to do something. Let's start with Jonathan. Jonathan, he wakes up and he lives. Actually, we didn't talk about this last time, but let's get a little more. Jonathan, he lives in the miner living district.
Yeah.
So mining, being such a popular part of this, not popular but important part of this town, there's a lot of people who go mining and do mining work here, and there's a whole region of it, and it's not the nicer end of town. It is a little dirtier. It's not slummy or gross, but it's, people know it as, people are drunk in that corner, people are rowdier in that corner, and so the well-off don't tend to walk over there, and it's actually very close to the Bjornson's place. It's on the same half of town. You are scheduled to work today.
Didn't my father Bjornson ask him to do something?
He did. So you can, go on that errand. You can go to work. You can go somewhere else in town. What does Jonathan want to do today?
What was my errand that he asked me?
He just asked you to go to the mine to pick something up, and so he wasn't very specific. So you
And
could
you
pop over.
You didn't say what because you hadn't decided that yet
Yeah,
at the
I
end of the last episode.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I still fully have it. So you don't have to do that.
Jonathan could take a little detour and mess with Lysander before he goes to do this errand.
Okay, so we're gonna spend your first chunk of the day.
I feel so bad for Lysander because from his perspective, his source of income and living, the business he owns, is just randomly like spazzing out and not working, and then some freaking like supernatural invisible creature is leaving him money.
Hey.
So he's so confused right now.
Let's go, instead of explaining it, let's just look at it. You go to Lysander's.
Yeah.
He is heating up the
Segue.
forge. That's kind of the first thing he does in the morning. Is plowing those bellows. That's not the right word, but
He's plowing the bellows.
he's plowing the bellows. Oh, that's
what people do in a blacksmith.
Okay. He heated up the forge.
Yeah.
Okay, now I have to follow my own rule.
Oh boy.
He is looking at the bellows a little too intimately.
Oh my god.
We'll just leave it with that. But he is, just getting ready for the day.
I don't think that's what we meant by every joke is canon.
No.
You didn't have to take it in a weird way.
It means every joke has to be canon.
I'm just going to say he cares for his bellows.
Something wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. He's a blacksmith. He should tend for it. But yeah, he is the one. Gets cold at night. So he.
All right, moving on.
So you're
Yep,
there.
next.
Jonathan's there. He's getting ready. What does
Enough of
Jonathan do?
that.
Jonathan's gonna pick. Is it what kind of road structure do we have? Is it cobblestone? Is it?
In town square, it's definitely cobblestone. Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to take an especially large cobblestone and
Just gonna wedge it out.
yeah,
I love when you ask questions like that because I immediately know you have some kind of plan brewing up.
I do.
Okay, that sounds difficult. I'm gonna make you roll to get the cobblestone out.
What, okay.
You can. Is this gonna be used for a pranking purpose?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you can either
Pranking
roll
check.
for strength or for pranking.
Oh, roll for prank. I'll do.
Okay,
all the
roll
way.
for prank.
14.
Okay, I was thinking 13, so that's perfect.
Okay.
You get the cobblestone out.
Okay. What is the structure of the blacksmithing shop? Like, what am I looking at?
So it's an open wall kind of space with just a roof over it.
So it's got like 3 walls and a roof.
No, it's more of that. So there's a forge kind of on your right with the chimney going up into the ceiling with a roof kind of over it all. There's workbenches and buckets with tools, and there's obviously an anvil in the center, and then on your left would be a building where he stores things, where he does some of his accounting, and where he lives is in there. But otherwise, there's no walls in this room here.
Is there any way for me to get on the roof?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, we're gonna make you roll dexterity on that one.
Okay. I can't tell whether this is a 16 or a 19.
They both work.
Okay.
Oh, shouldn't it have like a little line?
It should. Hold on, let me try and find
16
the other
and
one.
19, you don't need a line for that one. Because if you flipped it upside down...
Oh, it's a 19. It's
No,
a 19.
yeah, you're right.
Okay, and then you minus
Yeah.
1.
I can't tell if this is
you're
a
about to
19 or a
So it's an
61.
18, yeah.
So yeah, you are on the roof carrying this cobblestone.
Yeah.
aren't you?
So
So that's very impressive.
yeah.
That's amazing, actually.
I'm gonna block the top of the chimney with the cobblestone. I'm just gonna perch the stone over the opening of the chimney.
All right, with your 2 other combined rolls, I'll just let you get away with that.
Man.
Okay, so you place it on top, and he's obviously it's already started heating up, so smoke has already been accruing, and so the smoke
Lysander doesn't deserve this.
builds up for a second,
Hashtag
and all of a sudden it
Lysander
just
did nothing
starts
wrong.
It just starts blooming.
pluming out from underneath. And when it starts, Lysander isn't facing the forge. He's actually got his back to it, and he's getting some stuff. But then, he kind of smells the smoke, and he turns around, and he's just like, "Hey, what's going on here? Oh no, not again, please. Please, I need to make money."
Something's wrong with my bellows.
I removed the cobblestone.
It worked. The spirits have heard my cry. The writer has listened.
And put the cobblestone back.
Okay, maybe it wasn't him. Maybe it was someone else.
No.
Was it the ancestral beings? Is it the great forest spirit? Who am I talking to?
Religious and existential
Is it a spirit of pranking, of jest?
I take the stone away.
A spirit of jest.
Oh my
Why
God.
have you come to hunt me? What have I done to torture you? Were you the one that left the coins behind yesterday?
Just leave.
What's going on? Who could it be?
Gotta be kidding
What are you doing?
I just leave.
You torment me every day. 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, you turned all my metal into sticks. And the next day it was back. I was so confused. Well, that's how you spent your day.
All right.
So I'm going over to the mine to get that thing for.
Oh, okay. So that
was just my morning. That was just your
morning segment.
Yeah, it wouldn't take an entire day.
That was
That's
like
right,
10 minutes.
that was your morning.
Gold.
Do you want to do Quis or Katrina for their morning, or not? I'll let you do one of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna do Quis.
All right, we're gonna do Quis's morning. So Quis, he wakes up in the
No, Quis never went to bed.
Quis never went to bed.
Okay.
Quis is still awake.
Quis has been practicing magic.
No, he hasn't.
No.
Please tell me what Quis
not
has
the
been-
couch.
No.
Quis is staring at the couch.
No. Are you kidding me?
Quis has like 6 candles on his desk. They're all like burned real low. And he's got tracing paper out.
Oh my
And he's
God.
traced both halves of the cow and like done it in all sorts of different ways, and he can't get a perfect trace. No matter how many times he does it, he keeps laying it on top of the paper, and it's always wrong, and he's so perplexed. He's gotten to the point where he's wondering if there's like magic and witchcraft involved in the creation of these cows. Mm-hmm. But he's got them taped up on his wall, or like pinned up on his wall or something, and he's drawn like
the red threads between
yeah,
them.
he's drawing like lines
What
to
does it
where
all
they
mean?
connect, and he's just pacing, but his eyes are just locked on these paper cows, and that's
Of
how he spends
course.
this morning.
Okay, I want to reward you for this.
Do you? Do you really? You are cruel and
Under
ambivalent
intelligence, you currently have intelligence and spell casting, correct? I'm going to give you one more skill under intelligence, and it's going to be, what do I want to call it? Help me come up with a name. Something like investigation, but not investigation, like more like sleuthing or
What's
puzzle solving, or
I know what you're trying to say.
I don't know
you're trying
what
to
you're
solve a riddle and a mystery.
logic? There might be a better word for
I
it.
want to sound funnier, because logic is lame. We could just do logic.
Well, hold on. Let me just look up synonyms for logic.
There you go.
Synonyms for logic, yeah.
Reasoning, intellection. Ooh, I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm going to get a pronunciation video real quick.
Ratiocination.
Ratiocination.
Excuse me?
The process of exact thinking. A reasoned train of thought.
I think that's exactly what... that actually is works really well. That's exactly what we're talking about. So you gained +1 in ratiocination. And that's going to be applied whenever you use the process of exact thinking or a reasoned train of thought. So you are intently focused on a particular thing.
Good.
And you're trying to reason it out.
Good.
Do you have I guess because you would add your 2 and then your 1
Yeah.
to that. Ratiocination.
I like that word.
Perfect. So that's how you spent your morning. All right, let's
Yes.
go back to Rainer Bjornsson. So you spent your morning working with your father, perfecting the song, and you feel pretty comfortable. Now you could
I
continue to work
I
on
feel
more
comfortable with the performance itself. The fact that I'm going to be going up in front of everyone I've known in this town and play Careless Whisper, that's not my favorite thing ever. But I feel like I can competently
Right.
do it.
Your father then says, "Well, son, I think you did great today.
Thanks, Dad.
If you want to keep working on your music, there's never any harm in that.
I mean, if we could play something besides George Michael songs, I think I'd be a lot more excited about that.
son, I don't control what the muses tell me to play.
I think maybe you do, though.
Son, I'm going to let you know.
All right, I'm sorry. I'll stop
you-
backsassing you. Yeah.
I am the master performer here. I am the one-man band.
That's true. You did invent every kind of music.
You know it. I can sing
I'm
and
sorry.
play the pan flute at the same time. You tell me, can George do that? Can he play his saxophone and sing at the same time?
I'm not the one who likes him. I thought that was your
musicians
thing.
do.
I thought that was your thing.
Also, apparently now George Michael does exist in this fantasy world. And so do saxophones, because I said that.
Well, yeah, you asked me to play this song.
Anyway,
I
go
feel like
do
we're
whatever you
getting
want,
off
son.
track. Yeah.
Go do whatever you want.
All right, thanks, Dad.
All right, where do you want to go? We've got a butcher, a baker, a candlestick maker, also called a chandler. That is the...
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Medieval candlestick makers are called a chandler.
Like the character from Friends?
Like the character.
Well, that's probably
from
where the
Friends.
name came from, like Tanner.
Exactly.
I guess.
You could go visit Tanner the Tanner. You could go to the tailor, the carpenter. There's a militia base, a healer, Shits and Giggles Tavern, the chicken farm. Where do you want to go? So many places.
Yeah. So I don't have the assignment of doing something at the mine. That's Jonathan's thing.
Like, if you want to go, yeah, you can go and pick it up yourself if you want. But
I don't think I even know what it is yet.
You can ask your dad. He's right here. Like,
I don't need to keep the ocarina thing a secret or anything, do I? Like, people know I play it.
Yeah, people know
no
you play
big
the
deal.
ocarina,
Okay.
Yeah. Everyone knows that.
Rainer is very intrigued by something. I think he's going to go to... I wondered, is there any kind of place in like the town square where maybe it's common to see him just sort of playing not in a super official sense, and he's not like, it's not a concert, it's just like, oh, hey, that's that one kid.
Yeah,
Well, I guess I'm an adult, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, in the past, sometimes you'll just go to the town square and play, and people know that if you set out a hat next to you, they're asking for money, but sometimes you're just there, just playing.
That's what I'm doing now, because I've practiced the song Mother's Lullaby, but I haven't played it in front of anyone before, and it's a little like, ooh, I'm going to spy on other people and see what they do, but I kind of want to see if anyone reacts, if they look like they're not having the greatest day or whatever, or if they're just like, oh, off to work again in the morning, or it's afternoon. But like, if I can make someone's day a little bit better, I just want to see how that plays out.
Now, before we get you to the town square, I do want to know, where does Jonathan go next? Because that'll determine whether you bump into him or not.
Well, he's on his way to the mine.
Yeah, okay, so then you would be going... Okay, so you do not bump into Rainer at all. So you show up in town square, and, people are moving around. Lysander is in his shop. He's working, but you can tell there's something off with him. You can see, the bakers...
Rainer looks at the shop, and he sees, like, the weird absence of smoke, and he just sighs and keeps moving.
You see there is a vegetable stand with an old man running it. You've seen him multiple times, but you don't talk to him a whole lot just because you've never had the need to. Yeah. You also see that the library is next to the town square, which is a very official-looking building. And then the tailor is also next to the town square and some other shops.
I think I'm just going to go by the library, and I'm going to take up a spot there and play
in the library?
Bit. No, next to it.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I feel like that would be frowned upon. It's traditionally a more quiet place.
Well, you don't know. In this world, libraries might be loud.
That would be something. That would...
Okay, so you're going to play?
Yeah.
All right. I need you to roll for music.
Cool.
Pick any of the lovely D20s.
Right, because I have a +3 in music. That's 11 total, I guess.
Yeah, that's 11 total. And you're playing Mother's Lullaby?
Yeah.
Okay, so there wasn't, any specific target, so that's going to be fine. So you're playing Mother's Lullaby. It's very soft and soothing music. And you see, as, when a couple regular people just walk by, you can see them kind of, whether they're having a conversation or by themselves, you notice them either silence or just the way that their face changes. They're thinking about something.
Yeah.
And, and
I'm sure I am, too.
Mm-hmm. And one person that walks by, you can see them kind of just like smile a little bit, and then they continue down their way. Once you're by the library,
it occurs to me that I have sort of a boring life. but this is kind of sweet and emotional, and I like it. So
you even one person, even though you don't have your hat out, they throw in a gold piece. The guy who smiles.
Throw it in what?
Just at you, kind of by your side. You get a gold piece.
I was picturing like, ding, ow.
What the fuck?
I mean, thank you, I guess.
And while you're by the library, actually, the door opens, and out of it steps not an old man, but definitely 40s, 50s. We'll go 50s kind of man. He's got a white robe on with a golden tassel around his neck, and he wears a hat with a feather quill sticking out of it.
Where did you say he walked out of?
The library.
Right.
He stepped out of the library. He is known as the Reader. He is a religious leader in this town because you believe in a deity called the Writer. And so the writing and reading are important. So the libraries are religious places. and not just intellectual. The process of writing and recording is believed to be the process of recording the words of God themselves. So history and,
some heavy stuff.
Writing is super important. So he steps out to you. He says, excuse me, Rainer was your name, correct?
Yeah, that's right, sir.
I couldn't help but hear your lovely music that you were playing, and it
Well, thank you.
had the strangest effect. I thought of my mother, and it was just quite lovely. And I thought if you weren't doing much, if you wanted to step in and spend time in the library.
Huh.
Or if you're busy, I understand people come and go. They're doing the will of the writer, and so if that is what you believe you are doing, then I do not want to keep you from it.
No, thank you. I think I will step inside. I came here because I wanted to experience this part of the town, and I haven't been in a while, so,
It's been a while since I've seen your son, yes.
Yeah.
You step inside the library.
He's really excited because the song works.
Yes, I have powers. You step inside the library, and of course there are, books everywhere, and they're very well kept, very well organized.
Yeah.
The building from the outside makes it look like it's 2 stories, but it's actually just 1 story, but it's really, really tall. But there are lots of stories inside.
Oh, you sneak.
Good.
Yeah, it's very well organized, and the shelves are just super tall. And as they kind of reach up into the high vaulted ceiling, you see at the end of the room there's a stained glass window. It's not huge, but just a little one. And inside that stained glass window is a W, and above it are 4 dots. The reader escorts you in, and he says, "Is there anything I can get you today, boy? Do you need something to drink, something to nibble on, maybe a tale that you can chew for the rest of the day?"
I mean, as long as we're talking about a metaphor, like a story.
Yeah, that was a metaphor.
Okay, just making sure. Sometimes you can't be too careful in this town. People say some strange things. Thank you. That would be great. He rambled off a little bit.
Raina, we know you ramble off.
What you're doing. I've been working on that. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'd like Quith to come to the library.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. So Quith shows up at the library.
No. Sorry, he's Quis. He's only Quith when he says his name.
Okay, sorry. Quis shows up at the library. And why is he here? I have a guess.
He's got a bag slung across his shoulder. There's not a ton in it, but he's like he's like on a mission. He's like very directly going to one specific section of the library, check out a book or to look at a book.
And what kind of book is he looking for?
It's a book of sacred art.
Ooh.
God damn it.
He seems to remember something he's read before, and he wants to go back and read the text.
Perfect. I love it. You enter into the room, and the reader says, Quis is good to...
No time!
But Quis, normally we pay Quis.
I know where I'm going.
All right, see ya.
The reader turns to Rainer and says, Quis visits a lot, but sometimes he's on a Quis quest, and you can't stop him.
That's a good one, sir. I'm glad it made you laugh.
Well, Jake was trying so hard not to laugh, and I thought someone should.
What got you? Quis Quest?
Quis Quest.
Anyway, you wanted something? I can get you something. Do you want to eat, drink? Got some Vandelic tea? Whip you up some.
You know what? Some Vandelic tea would be so nice. Thank you so much.
So the reader...
And that's mostly because Rainer isn't entirely sure what to do with his day, and he would love a little bit of time with this guy not talking to him, so he can think of that.
Just thinking time.
Yeah.
Well, while he's thinking, let's move over to Quis then.
Yeah.
On the Quis quest.
So Quis is just like running his hand along the spines of these books, just back and forth, looking for one very specific book. And he finds this book, and it's got a very old, distressed green leather casing to it with like some gold leaf embossing. And he slides it out and brings it over to a table and just kind of like thumps it down on the table and cracks it open. And he's rifling through pages, and he gets to a page with an artist's rendition of this mosaic that used to... It doesn't exist anymore. It was an artist's rendition of a mosaic from a song about an old castle or church or some sort of building. But this particular...
library.
Yes, an old library that long since burned down. But in this mosaic, there is a scene, and it's not anything of great importance, it is in a battle or a christening or anything of that sort, it is a farm. And he runs over to the reader very quickly and says, "Do you have a magnifying glass?"
And
quickly, man, quickly! I need a magnifying
glass. The reader
glass.
is pouring the tea, and he's like, "Yes, it would be right there on the
And he
table."
runs away before he can finish talking. And he grabs the
Quis.
magnifying glass, and he runs back to the table, and he slams it down on the page, and he starts looking very intently at every individual cow in the pasture of this mosaic.
I need you now to make your roll for ratiocination.
Ratiocination?
I'm sorry, we just said it like 10 minutes ago. I can't remember.
Yeah, but it's a word no one's ever heard of, so I think you can forgive us.
Ratiocination.
Also,
Ratiocination.
we did say last time that the cow was the cow that my family owns.
Yeah.
Right.
And Leroy just draws pictures of it because he thinks it's funny.
Constantly.
Right, but in this instance, I think Quis knows he's seen it before,
Oh,
but he doesn't
okay.
know where.
Oh, I
and
like
he
that.
thinks that it's in this book.
Yeah.
Roll for ratiocination. So you're going to add 3 to it.
Roll for trying to remember
14.
how to say that word. God damn.
You are searching through all these cows frantically, and I mean, there's a lot of cows, in this
few
farm scene,
cows.
and you keep turning, and you start turning the pages really quickly. So that way, you kind of are just getting in the blur of all these cows, when all of a sudden you realize that not one individual cow is what you've seen, but the combination of all these cows together is that cow.
So I'm
Leroy
spitting the pages like a flip book.
Yeah,
Just
he's and them blending together. What Leroy has drawn, what you now realize why that one cow is every cow, is he has drawn the ideal and the most truest form
Oh my god.
of a cow. And that's why it looks like every other cow, but still different.
Just for contrast, Rainer is drinking his tea and he's like, "Oh, this tea is really good."
You've just realized it is the essence of cow.
Oh my lord.
I think Quis just kind of stops, and he kind of like shakily puts down the magnifying glass, and he sits at the table for a minute, and he takes out the 2 halves of the drawing, and he kind of he has this feeling that like his realization is important, but he has no idea how it could possibly benefit anyone. And so, like, he kind of conspiratorially looks around and just tucks it back away in his pouch.
Does he take the book with him?
This knowledge is too dangerous for the world.
He does. He slaps the 2 halves of the book together, and he puts that in his satchel as well, and he begins to make his way back out of the library, not quite sure what to do next.
Perfect. And then we'll conclude what all that means in the evening. But let's hop back over to Rainer. Rainer, you've come to the library. You've been playing music. You have drank some tea. Drank some tea?
You have had some tea.
I drank and I have drunk, I think.
You ingested tea. And the reader says, "Now, Rainer, I, as you know, I'm a religious man. And, well, I can't help but notice that something is troubling you. There's something on your mind. I don't like to pretend I'm a fortune teller, but you feel like you're supposed to do something, but you don't know if you should."
Well, you are a perceptive man. I suppose it's just a question that's been bothering me.
Ask away.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm not sure I know the words to it myself. I've seen the people in this town and getting closer to my friends and people I've encountered. I don't mean to get too philosophical, but
That's what I do.
it's no big secret to say that everyone's life is different, everyone's experience is different, and where I might have parents who I love and care for and a father who I want to impress and do good work, other people might just as easily have, for example, a family situation where they want to break away from that and they want nothing more to do with the people who raised them, and it's just so different. I don't know exactly what's bothering me. I just feel like, you know how sometimes people talk about being destined for things? Well, if one person was destined to go out and leave town and change something in the world, but they wanted to stay home, then perhaps another person's destiny could be that they weren't meant to go do some amazing thing, but they do want to leave the town. And I don't know. I've just been having these thoughts about fate and want out of life, and I can't even really articulate it.
The reader puts his hand on your shoulder and he says, these are the questions that believing in the writer is all about. The writer, he controls our story. He controls our narrative. He is the one that writes out our future, writes out our stories. And in a way, we do have a destiny to fulfill that story. Now, depending upon who you ask, there's obviously tons of debate about it. But some believe that we are given free will and that he wants us to join in the quest to follow him, that we are our own hero, that we are the hero of the story, and that we are to follow along that path. Some of us believe that there's only one hero, and that the rest of us are just supposed to build the story for that one hero when they arrive. So your questions of fate and destiny, am I supposed to do something? The answer is yes. The writer has something for you to do, and maybe you know it deep down in your heart. You know what you are supposed to do. Follow that, pursue that. And maybe that's all there is to it. Don't worry about what your life is going to be about. Just let the writer control it. Let him take control of all of it. Don't worry about running your own life. Let him do it. No, I do want you to know, as you hear this, part of it resonates with you, but that doesn't mean you have to believe it.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that, sir. You've given me a lot to think about. I do have a couple other things I was supposed to do today. I think I'm going to get going.
Please, have a great day.
I like to think that while this conversation is happening, there's another, similarly aged person, semi nearby who's, buried in a book. You just hear,
Ryder ain't done shit for me. Took my vision.
Wait.
Took what? Took my vision?
He's reading a book and
That's why I was confused.
As I said that, I think I meant he wears glasses, and so he doesn't. But he's totally blind, and he's totally holding the book upside down. No offense to blind people.
No. He spends his day. He goes to the library, opens up a book, and then just gets mad.
Just complains. He's the worst.
Sir, I think we have some books in Braille. I don't mean to offend you. I
can see that I can't see.
Wait, I don't even
you want to
know
be
what
this
you
man?
I don't know what you could possibly mean by that. I think I'm just gonna go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
To show that I appreciated your time here, gain 1 intelligence.
Oh, thank you. That's awesome.
Gain intelligence. You can have it. Don't worry, Quis. We're gonna give you some real nice at the end of this day. Let's move on to see what Jonathan did, though. He went to work.
That was partially me not knowing what Rainer should do for this part of the story, and partially real things that keep me up at night. You're welcome.
That's what we're all about, kids. All right. Does Jonathan just work all day?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Tell me what he does when he gets to work. Or do you want me to describe the mine a little more?
No, I think Jonathan likes to put on a face, but I think he does have a bit of integrity, and so I think he tries to get to work a bit earlier than everybody else and do some good work.
He failed at that already. He's already late because he went to license.
Right, and so now that because usually what he'll do is he'll get to work before everybody, do some work, and then leave the mine and come back late, so everyone thinks that he's slacking.
Okay.
So since he already missed his portion of doing work, he's just showing up late.
Yeah.
That's such an interesting perception to try to convince people of.
Right. I don't know why.
I like it though. It's
secretly,
good.
I'm a good worker, but I don't want anyone to ever know that.
You will never know.
But so I'm supposed to get something from someone?
Well, you never figured out that detail, so maybe you can just go to work.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go to work.
All right. You work at the mine?
I think my father said something about the mining area, and then we probably got completely derailed by some dumb joke or something, and we didn't come back to
I
it.
said that because at the end of last night, I thought I had last month, last recording session, I thought I had something I wanted to do at the mine, but since then I've changed what I want to do, so that's not...
Okay.
You've changed your mind?
I've changed my mind.
Anyway, I'm at the mine now.
All right, so do you just work for your afternoon session?
Yeah, even if
we can speak through that. You just tell me you work.
Yeah.
Cool. As you work, you're going to you get rewarded. You get paid 3 gold pieces for today's work, And you also are going to gain a new stat. I don't know if we want to put this under strength or make it its own thing, but weapon handling. And your weapon specialty is pickaxe. So that would, I think the stat would be weapon handling. So that could either be its own, or we put it under strength.
Well, let's do weapon handling, and then under weapon handling,
pickaxe.
Pickaxe. Yeah.
Okay. So weapon handling is a new stat. You'll get one. No, I don't mind use weapons.
I might not need. Yeah.
Yeah, your thing might be music casting.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, your weapon handling. We'll give you. We'll start with just a +1 for just weapon handling in general, and then a +1 on pickaxe. Yeah. So I have created multiple pickaxe special weapons.
That are all multiple pickaxes?
No.
Oh.
There's multiple pickaxes. Each of them are special. Hopefully we can find one today.
Oh, okay.
So that's what you did for your afternoon session. All right, wrap up the day.
Wait, is it a pickaxe or is it a mattock?
They're all under that.
sorry?
They're going to be all under that.
There's a difference between a
I
pickaxe.
do know the difference.
Right. For Jamie, a pickaxe just has a pick on both ends. A mattock has a pick on one end and a flat, axe head on the other end.
So this would include both of those under that skill.
Because Jonathan would know.
Jonathan does know the difference, and he has used both before in his life, yeah. All right. So now we're going to move on to our evening session just to wrap up the day. Rainer Bjornsson, what do you want to do during the evening? Again, you can do some crazy and visit any of the places on this map, or you can just go home. Again, this doesn't have to be crazy. This is just kind of, the purpose of this day was just to give you guys a day to do some things that you want to do or improve yourself in some way before the big show.
Yeah, after all of the craziness yesterday, I don't think he's super in the mood for let's go socialize, people, friends, excitement. This lake, is it private?
No, that's just
Okay.
there's just a lake.
So it's not going to be awkward if I'm just hanging around by it,
No.
even though the Tanner's place is right there.
Yeah, I mean the tanner's next to the lake just because, from my minimal understanding of tanning, they need access to water, I believe.
Okay.
So I just put it next to
I
the lake.
believe you're right.
I believe that's true. I could be wrong. I played Kingdom Come Deliverance for 20 minutes and it was next to the lake, and I thought.
The truth comes out.
Yes, do you want to go to Silver Lake?
I think I'm going to go to Silver Lake, and he's still just sort of contemplating. It's bugging him, and I definitely think that was something that was a little bit on his mind yesterday as well, with all the thoughts of the contrast between these things you're supposed to do for your family and these more mundane things going on in the town and with your friends, the people you care about.
And then Katrina showing up.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
feeling compelled to that.
It has him really.
He doesn't know what he's supposed to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so you go to Silver Lake, and again, people know about this lake. It's not a huge lake; it's just but lake-sized. You can see the other end of it pretty clearly. You've swam in this lake many times as a child. You've goofed off here with Jonathan and the Mirror Jig crew before. But you've also come here a lot. I mean, you are a contemplative person. You're a musician, so you've come here many times and played music. Yeah, you've done all kinds of things. I was so this is your thinking spot. And as it is evening, you see the sun is setting behind you because you're on the eastern edge, and it sets in the west.
It sets in the west, yeah.
It's setting in front of you. And so the lake's
Beautiful.
got this lovely reflection of the clouds, and it's very calm and smooth. And you can see Tanner the Tanner's place kind of next to you, but it's far enough away that it's not you're right next to it. I do want to ask, what do you do while you're at Silver Lake? Because that will determine what will happen.
For a minute, he's just doing the thinking thing, but I think eventually he, not for any particular reason, he does decide to go down to the water's edge.
Okay, cool. As you walk down the water's edge, kind of looking at the water, I want you to make an intelligence check.
Cool.
Your awareness.
Apparently I have +1 now.
Yeah, you do. You just got
20?
that. Yeah,
12.
You just picked up a 12. So
Shut up.
Pick up one of the 20s.
These are the 20s. Okay.
There's so many.
I mean, this one is too, but...
Yeah, just roll into what and add your...
Oh, wow.
That's an 18.
Very good. Okay, as you are
An
looking
18,
around, you
if that wasn't
see
clear.
a small chest by the water's edge. It's a tiny treasure chest about the size, about a foot diameter. You see it's kind of covered up in brush, but it's also... You can, by looking at the chest, it's been there a little while. It's been weathered by rain, and you haven't seen it before, so maybe the wind just blew something off of it. But just now, you're seeing this small chest on the water's edge. What do you do?
He definitely goes to see if he can get it out of the water at least.
Yeah, so you drag it out of the, it's half submerged in the water, and you get it out, and it's not locked in any way. It's got some nice design on it, but it's not too ornate.
Well, now he has to see if he can open it.
Okay, you open it. And now, I need you to roll a d12.
Oh my god. Okay. Thank you. I would have spent an extra 10 seconds trying to figure out which one was a D12, so... That's a 9.
So.
Oh, am I getting another? Oh,
you're getting a special
okay.
item. Yeah, you're getting a special item.
Great.
You pull
I'm
out.
glad.
Oh, I am not ready for this item yet. Shit.
Then why did you? I mean, I'm not going to tell you how to do your job.
I prepped a lot of
Dungeon Master.
fun items, and this was one that I
Night
threw on there.
Master.
We were gonna get there.
Okay.
Well, so hopefully we don't have to use it yet, but I'll get ready. It's a small amulet. It's a golden ring, and in the center of this ring is a small gem. It is orange.
Okay.
In color, the gem is.
Okay.
And it is shaped just like a 20-sided dice.
Okay.
And you notice.
Okay, I'm sorry. The gem is orange in the middle.
Yep.
And there's gold around that. Is what you
So
said?
there's a gold ring.
Yep.
And the hollow part of the ring has a
Perfect.
orange gem.
Okay,
That is
It's a dodecahedron.
dodecahedron in shape.
Thank you.
As you touch it, you notice that the orange gem spins.
That's what
it
the
rotates
shape is.
freely.
Oh. I knew that.
You're welcome.
And there's a chain connecting that. Obviously you can wear it as an amulet.
Oh, yeah,
and
I can picture that. The thing that's got like the little concentric circles
Yep.
that kind of move differently.
Yep.
I've seen those. Yeah.
There's some markings all around it. You see a bunch of markings, and one of them is the Murgic symbol. So this is clearly a Murgical item.
The gang that me and my friends made up.
Well, Murgic
exists.
Murgic exists. You're just the Murgic crew.
Yeah.
Okay,
we Murgic-
That's not our word.
We named ourselves after
Murgic is
that.
basically weird magic.
Sure.
For as far as we have developed it to be. It can be
And
some
that
more.
actually makes sense with the word, so
Yeah.
I can roll with.
As far as all the other symbols, you can't really make out, but there are 20.
Where are the symbols?
They're on the golden ring.
Okay,
The
thank you.
Murgic one is on the top, and then there are 20 other symbols all around it.
Okay.
There's shapes and stuff that you can't quite make out what they are. You haven't seen them before.
Okay.
That's what that is. And so you have just gotten what I'm going to call the Amulet of Chance. And I'm not going to tell you what it does yet because there's no one there to tell you what it is.
Right.
But you know it's
I just found it by the lake.
it's a trinket. You found it, Silver
What the
Lake.
hell were you gonna do if I went to the chicken farm instead?
I have a list of all the possible things you could do and what could happen if
All
you went
right,
to
that's
them.
impressive. Yeah.
You chose Silver Lake where you found a trinket.
I will not doubt you anymore.
But
Damn.
by wearing it, actually, do
The
you
lake
wear it?
explodes.
I guess I don't know. Do you wear it? That's up to you.
Oh God. Is it immediately obvious that it goes around your neck?
Yeah, it's got a chain.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you can do whatever you want with it.
I don't think Raynor's first thought would be like, this is potentially dangerous. Like, there isn't a good reason for that to jump forward in his mind. I think he puts it on.
Okay.
Not in a daring, seeking adventure kind of way, just because I don't know.
Looks like a necklace.
Yeah, exactly.
How do we spell Murgic again?
With a letter that doesn't exist.
You have it in there.
Oh, yeah, I have it written down. When you put on this, you feel some kind of energy
Okay.
increased inside of you.
Now he's worried.
Not bad. Just
Okay.
like you feel
Yeah.
a little bit more. I don't want to say powerful, but just like you feel healthy. Like
Okay.
I feel like when you've had a good meal, a good rest, like you feel good.
Okay.
You have +1 to Murgic.
This is what I'm thinking. Wait, is Murgic another stat?
Yeah, you get a new
Oh,
stat.
shit,
You
okay.
just got a new one. +1 to Murgic.
So there's
Okay.
nice.
Should we put that under intelligence since spellcasting is under intelligence?
Okay.
Wait, yeah.
Yeah, so
You
put
think so?
that under
Yeah.
intelligence. +1 Murgic. Okay, we can rearrange where all these stats go as time goes
Right.
on.
That's the beauty of pencils and erasers.
During the rest of this game, I'm gonna be writing.
You
up
just
some-
wrote the word merge.
No, that's The I and the G are.
Or one letter that
Yeah.
Oh
doesn't
my
exist.
god. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Even though, like, when you say it, the GIC isn't weird.
Yeah, it is.
Murgic. That's just how you spell it. It's M, the E and the U are combined.
Stop.
R,
Okay. Like
the
I
G and the
can't-
I are combined.
I don't think Raynor has. Sorry, I'm.
No.
Okay. Well, you spell it. Jeez.
You spell Murgic.
I think Raynor just decides to call it that because it just showed up in a lake. And he's just like, huh, I know nothing about this. I'm going to call it the
Amulet of
Chance
Chance.
Amulet. Yeah,
Yeah,
Amulet
Amulet
of
of
Chance.
Chance.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you what it does because
Cool.
yeah, you're just going to have to figure that out, and I'm not ready for you to figure it out. Yet,
Okay.
so. Please
Cool.
don't try to use it right.
How would I try to use it?
It's a freaking necklace.
It's a necklace,
Yeah.
yeah. All right,
Okay,
sure.
and that's your day, so I'm assuming now you go home. Let's move on
Sorry,
to our
what was
other
your last
friends.
question?
You go home at the end of your day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. And then
He doesn't wear it all the way through town.
Okay.
I don't.
He takes it off?
Yeah. That
Cool.
would just lead to weird questions
Okay.
and
Okay.
He's just not about that.
Sounds good.
Maybe he's worried about the performance tomorrow and he takes it as like, oh, this is a good luck charm or something.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to, do you want to do Jonathan or Quis first?
I'd actually like to do a scene with Katrina.
Okay. We'll get a scene of Katrina. So I'm assuming, since we're skipping just to her evening,
right,
that she's just been working morning
what
and
does
afternoon.
she do?
Yeah, so she works for the Gorbel Mines.
Yeah, and there was a whole thing, because
Katrina, I'm going to say a little
her
bit, and then you can tag team off of this.
he wants her to stick around and like run everything.
From what we've already established, she
Yeah.
helps with, the booking. She helps with the money, keeping track of hours that workers have done. She's in charge of, the books of all that stuff. So she spends a lot of time inside writing, but she does sometimes go into the mines to just like check on like maintenance, like, okay, this is crumbling here, we're going to need more of these things here. So she does a lot. She's basically the manager. You could say she's the manager of Gorbel Mine. Do you think there's anything else you would like to add that she does?
I think because so much of this bookkeeping has to be done in a day, I think that part of it is at their home. And so I think she's sitting in the room kind of with the books all splayed out. She's got kind of stacks of coins and a chest on the table, kind of dealing with that sort of stuff. So I think during the day when she was going around with inspections, she kind of had her hair up like in a ponytail or something like that, and so she kind of lets it out. It's the end of the day. And as she kind of finishes up writing on her page, she stops and kind of recounts what she has. And then before she enters in her last numbers on the ledger, she takes 2 of the coins and sets them aside and writes the number and puts everything except those 2 coins in the chest and locks the chest for the night. And she takes those 2 coins and puts them in a little pouch that's hanging around her neck and then goes off to bed.
So she just
okay.
kept 2 gold pieces for herself.
Yep. And when she gets into her bedroom, she opens up the pouch and she takes a small box out from under her bed and she opens it up and counts what she has, and adds the 2 gold pieces to that and closes it and puts it back into the bed.
So she's kind of been skimming a little bit off the top every day.
That's
and marking that in the books. Now, is this like part of her pay, or her father never pays her?
That's not awesome. We don't condone stealing.
Like when she
but it's awesome.
She lives in the house.
Yeah.
So like she doesn't need to be paid really because like all of the money that the mine makes goes into her livelihood. So like she doesn't really need a salary. Her family has money. Like if she needs to go and buy something, she just gets money from her dad. But this is for her. This is for something else.
She's going to keep that a secret.
Very secretive about it.
I love how, like, with Katrina, I mentioned that she has a goal, she has an objective, and we haven't clarified what that is yet, and we still don't. Do you have an idea personally?
No clue.
We're just going to keep that?
I'm keeping it vague so that when it happens, it's like, yes, it all fits.
we can think of it later.
Right.
I mean, we totally have everything planned out from the beginning.
No.
Don't lie to the kids.
Why do we keep saying
actually,
kids?
before she completely goes to bed, I want to get a little bit of Salazar in this.
Okay.
Katrina! He kind of knocks on, pounds on the door. Because, it is her private room. This gives her time to close.
Right, she slams it and throws it under the bed. And I think she kind of, jumps into bed and, like pulls up the covers from the book and, acts like she's asleep.
He cracks open the door, and so she's pretending to be asleep.
Yeah.
Let's roll something to see if she looks like she's actually asleep.
Dexterity? Or charisma?
Not
Sleight
charisma.
of hand.
Let's go. Since she had to be smooth, let's make it dexterity.
19.
Yeah, she's in that bed. She's
Yeah,
got the cover all tucked in nice.
But I think once she gives the illusion that she was asleep, she kind of like because there's light coming in from the door, she can turns over and is like, what's up?
Oh, you're in bed already.
Yeah, it was a long day, so I thought I'd just go to bed.
Long day? What? You just sat in a chair all day. You know how much work I got to whip these boys into shape.
Oh my god.
And that damn Jonathan, he showed up late again. So I paid him because he was here for the afternoon shift. But the amount of times he's joked about quitting, and I've almost fired him. I'm this close. Katrina, as bookkeeper, what are your thoughts? I just wanted to get your thoughts. Should I fire Jonathan?
What?
that went from
hold on.
That went from you're not doing anything, you shouldn't complain, to hey, I have this question I need to ask you in the space of one rant, and I loved it.
Hold on, and I think she lights a candle and kind of brings some light in the room.
It's
and goes,
flicks the candle.
No. She's got a match and she lights the candle and she's like, what?
Jonathan. You know that.
Yeah, no, I know who the
prankster.
I know who we're talking about here, but say again what you're asking.
He comes in late all the time.
Yes.
He causes pranks to my business, to my livelihood. He is a pain in my ass.
No, I just want.
But he's a hard worker.
I want to draw attention to something very quickly. Jonathan's pranks have never cost you any money.
No.
I just want to make that very clear.
No, they have not. They've just been nuisances and or distractions. Which I guess you could say cost me money. I don't know.
I keep the books. You're not losing any money because of these little jokes around the workplace.
All right. So you think he should stay?
Yes.
All right.
Like, I'm just coming from a standpoint. When I go in and when I do my inspections and I go around in the canteen, over by the mine, morale's pretty high, and I think.
Is morale an important thing? I've heard people say this word. I don't. Is it needed? Like, I know pickaxes and carts are needed.
I think it's pronounced moral.
The moral.
We're gonna sit on yes. We're gonna sit on yes, and we're not gonna talk about it anymore, because it's a yes. It's very important.
Look, listen. Okay.
And I think that by taking away Jonathan, I think you're gonna tank that. That's all I'm saying.
All right. You've just been saying a bunch of stuff that I don't understand about these morals, moralities, whatever.
Okay.
But if we ain't losing money,
let me put it.
If we're not losing money,
you think it's funny when you go and harass old
Bernie.
Oh yeah. You enjoy that, right?
Bartholomew.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, you know he doesn't always enjoy that, right?
What?
That's not fun for him all the time.
But if it's fun for me, it's fun for everyone.
And here,
because I'm the most important person in the town.
I
have the most money. I'm the most important. He goes on this. He just starts doing this rant you've heard a million times. If I were to leave this town, everything. And so you've heard it. Oh, this is like he breathes this rant. And so you wait for him to finish, and he's like, "You were saying."
No,
go on.
I do believe you understand. I think you got the core of the message I was trying. Good night, Dad. I'm real tired.
All right, well, I will not fire Jonathan because if I ain't losing money, I don't want to hire another person. That's just too much work. All right, and so you just saved Jonathan's job.
Wow, that was awesome.
Which I feel like is self-interested because you were also Jonathan. Do I want to keep my job?
Well, I mean, I think Jonathan would find other work. But
yeah, that's true. He's a very.
Did we say something about Jonathan moving here and he sends money back to his parents or something, or his family? At least?
So we do know he is not native to this town.
Right.
He is from another country.
Another place.
Yep. So why he moved here? I don't know how much we hinted at. I think we said
he didn't move with his family. They're still in another country or city or whatever. Yeah, okay, so that's not particularly relevant. I was just wondering.
You never know. Do you want to do Jonathan or finish the Quis quest?
I'd like to do the Quis quest.
All right. Where does Quis go for his evening shift? You want to see the map?
Yeah, I want Quis to go and not talk to Leroy, but I think observe Leroy.
What is Leroy doing?
What is Leroy doing? I think he's standing in the street, outside the baker's house. Mm-hmm. Just kind of waiting for something. I think Quis is just observing the Baker household.
Okay. So inside, so you're just kind of chilling outside.
Yeah.
I'm going to need you to make your ratiocination.
Does Quis have
13. 14.
In the vein of slightly helpful spells, does Quis have something that could help him, like make him partially invisible or something?
You've got chill, drink, summon, jingle, and sweep.
No, but that's not.
I kind of want you to.
That's
you gotta
not.
cast that
That's not
point.
a list we can add to, at
no,
will.
We can.
Okay.
Yeah, not at will.
Sure.
Not at will, but he has to earn the rest now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, those are the
no,
ones
I have a plan for sweep.
Okay.
I am so glad that we're doing more than one of these.
Okay, so you are outside of the Baker household, and it's evening, so they've closed up shop, and they're kind of deciding what to do with the remaining bread. And oh shit!
As always,
you see the mother.
As always, they decide, we'll give it to Leroy because
I gotta roll dice. Oh fuck yeah! Okay, so you see the mother kind of sorting through the bread and looking at them, and she takes some of them and she puts them, back on the shelf, and then she takes some of them and she kind of squints her eyes and frowns a little bit. She puts them in a bag, and there's some that she kind of just like, all right, that's fine, and she puts in another bag. With the second bag, she hands it to her husband, who exits and leaves. You don't know where he's going. To the first bag, she brings over to Leroy, who is decorating a cake.
That was it.
He does decorate cakes, and it's lovely. It's a lovely cake. In fact, you can kind of make out... No, with that roll, you can't quite make out what he was writing on there.
Right.
But it's quite lovely, and it's clearly for a special occasion. Got white frosting and then some golden...
like gold leaf kind of stuff?
The ink that he's writing with is gold.
You mean ink? You mean frosting?
Frosting. The icing. The icing he's writing with is gold.
He's writing ink on the cakes.
And you can see his mother kind of just pat him on the back and just give like a... Oh, that's so lovely, dear. Kind of... no, you can hear her say that. She says that. And Leroy's like, thanks, Mom. I hope this is good enough for what we're trying to accomplish. She's like, oh, it's lovely. It's just I brought you your supper. I got you some of the leftover bread. He's like, oh, thanks, Mom. Thanks a lot. I love eating solely bread for a diet. And so she hands him the first bag, the one that she kind of squinted at when she put the bread in, and he pulls out the loaf and starts eating it. That's what you pertain from inside. Is there anything more specific that you want to be looking for?
So who all is inside right now?
As of right now, it's just Mrs. Baker and Leroy.
I'd like to knock on the door.
Okay, you knock on the door, and opens it, and inside is Miss Baker. Oh, hello there. Do you know the Bakers?
It's a small town.
Oh, Quis, it's good to see you. It's getting late out. Is it?
Mrs. Baker, I was wondering if I could speak with Leroy briefly.
Oh, yes, of course. Leroy, Quis is here.
Oh, and Quis. I kind of just brushed past her into the house.
And Leroy runs up to you and he says, hey, I gotta ask, how well did Noble Mincer sleep last night? I gotta know.
I honestly, I have no idea.
What?
What
were you doing all night?
Leroy, I need you to answer me something.
Yeah, shoot, man. Shoot from the hip.
Can I have some of that bread, please?
This one?
Yeah.
The one I'm holding and munching on right now.
Well,
takes a bite.
No, you've got a couple loaves of that bread.
Actually, there's a couple.
I was just wondering if I could have some of it, just even a little bit of one of the loaves.
Charisma check.
I'm so intrigued.
Oh fuck.
20.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, man, you my bud. Yeah, you can have a loaf. He hands you he just pulls out a loaf and hands it to you, and he's like, this is thanks for the tea yesterday. And he kind of winks, but you don't really know why, because you did just give him tea.
Yeah. This I'm gonna be honest, this got really weird.
Yeah, I did. He's raising his eyebrows.
Okay, bye, Leroy. And he just leaves. I think Quis has what he came
Quis
for.
quits?
Quis has what he came for, and he rushes back home.
All right.
Does he live at?
Yeah, he lives at the Burners.
Yeah,
Okay.
So
he does.
Because he's cousins with Lord Burners.
He doesn't
I
stop.
forgot about that.
He doesn't stop running until he gets home, and he flies up the stairs and slams his door, and he's got his back to the door, and it's just him alone in the room, and he's kind of breathing heavily, and he puts the bread on the table, and he takes out the pack, and he realizes just how absolutely exhausted he is.
It's been a long day.
He's still so mentally awake, and so he casts sweep on himself.
Okay, roll 50-50. Hold on. Since for how this will work is for sweep, there's always going to be one that you're intending to do. Unless there isn't, then we'll just do a straight up 50-50. But for the one that you want to do, if you achieve 10 through 20, you got it. If it's less than that, it's the one you didn't want. And we'll let you add. Should we let him add
11 through 20?
Yeah.
11 through 20, 10 through 0.
Yeah.
Or 1.
10 through 1. And should we add your spellcasting to it? Just give you a little. Yeah. So add your spellcasting to whatever you roll.
Oh shit.
Nat 20.
Yeah, I'm dead.
You cast it and you clonk out. You're out. You passed out.
The most perfect night of sleep anyone could ever have.
Yeah, hell yeah.
The most perfect night of sleep
The most perfect night of sleep.
you could ever have.
Yeah, Quis is dozing. Quis is REM sleep immediately.
Gone.
Quis is dead to the world before he hits the ground.
Cool. With that is going to be the end of our in-between day.
For the record, the first day took about 3 hours of real time. This one took 40 minutes.